where you're going to come from. I'm going to know your tendencies. I'm going to predict. I'm going to know that, and then I'm going to, you know what I'm saying?
Mayweather was smart with this. He pressured McGregor so that he couldn't be freeform. That was the whole point of Mayweather's wanting to be aggressive in this fight.
Well, yeah.
Just to kind of put him into a further box. So he couldn't do exactly what he wanted to.
Right. But, you know what I mean, it's just a thing where, you know what I mean, you're going to have to, you know, like Bruce Lee said, make no limitations your limitations.
Money, gotta have it. Make it disappear when we get paid like magic. Money, gotta have it. Make it disappear when we get paid like magic.
And that's why, like, people say hip hop has
transcended. Wu-Tang does that too.
Yeah, no limitations, your limitations.
Wu-Tang, that's Wu-Tang artists, and that's systematic.
Yeah, I mean, it's systematic. I mean, it's really whatever. I mean, whatever works for you. But see, that's why they say, like, oh man, you're doing, like, if they say with a 90s hip hop is boom bap and all that stuff. You got trap music and all this type of stuff. Now look, if you really to me, like, the more hip hop is what people will call boom bap, but I don't really call it boom bap. That's just how anybody can go in and spit some rhymes, but it'll be, but you don't, but when you go, but you purposely want to mumble, or you purposely want to be very systematic, where I already know exactly what you're going to say. I'm not as far as the theme of it, but and then the cadence. You already do the same cadence. So in that case, would they be killing? Because but if you use those same rules, what you just said, they're like the Future, the Migos,
is extremely systematic.
But see, I know, but are they killing it in the middle, or because you say it has to rhyme at the end, that last end bar, it has to rhyme.
They're not playing around with it.
Right.
They're not playing around further with it. It's just
right. So, but you know what I mean. It just really, man, is when you get it on that level. See, it's you can't really elevate it, because now you just limit it to subject matter. And now all I can do.
No. When you have the lyrical ability, when you have advanced lyrical ability,
right,
you can take a simple flow and put advanced stuff into a simple flow.
Yeah, you can.
But the flow, I feel, music is more about emotion. Music is more about bounce. Music is more about dance. Music is more about rhythm. So for artists to not have a pattern, I can't rock with it, because it's like it's not connecting to the whatever energy that is. I listen. This is like do, and you just riding to it, and you just hearing that one something that just keeps rhythmically connecting with you.
But you know what?
That's why I say I can't. Nas never gave me that.
You know,
some other people they don't need that. But
got you. See, with me, it's funny, man, because when it's a term for it. Honestly, I forgot the name of the term, but the term is dealing with you listen to music and you get a certain feeling from when you hear music. It's that feeling that you get when you listen to music that you enjoy. When I was young, I used to get that feeling when it was something that was spontaneous. So I always attributed that, like, consciously, I didn't have to understand the technique or I didn't have to break down the rhythm, but I had to understand the rules, because it's still rules. But it's just that one of the rules is that, like, you know what I mean? Okay, you don't have to, like, have your rhyme word at the end. Like, I heard KRS-One verses that he put his rhyme word all the way on the next bar on the downbeat, not where the clap was at the end, but on the downbeat for a whole verse. So it's just, you playing with it, man. You playing with hip hop. You don't restrict hip hop. You play with it, but you still rhyming. You know what I'm saying? You playing with it, but you still have to make it musical. And sometimes making it stop right there is more musical. It is more musical sometimes.
I'm glad I can do this. I'm glad that I can get older as a hip hop fan and analyze why this I don't like this, why this I don't like that. A lot of times people gravitate towards music, they can't even tell you why.
They can't.
Why I like this song? I don't know. I can't tell.
I just like it.
Well, anyway,
that's it, man.
Y'all feed us y'all thoughts. I am the Nas respecter. He is the Nas fan. Matter of fact, Here's a rule. Since he said we don't have rules, fuck it, I'm gonna make rules on the spot. We're gonna rank Nas. What is your ranking for Nas?
Ranking for Nas.
Top 10, top 15, top 20.
Top 10.
Top 10. God damn it.
Top 10 just based on
wow.
the storytelling ability. The storytelling ability and the way that he's flexible with his flow and his cadence and his lack of aggression, of conscious aggression, but it's still alpha male, it's still aggression because it's subconscious. Like even like the DMX is, you know what I mean? He's consciously yelling and screaming and shit. But sometimes you can yell and scream simple shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about how you yell and scream it. It's about what it is. And Nas knew what this shit, the content, so he just laying it out for you.
Nice.
In a minute, in the choir, in the projects, the Queensbridge. He just laying the shit out for you because he already know it's ill. It comes from the belief system of Rakim. It's the same belief. It's the flow.
But Rakim still grab you with a systematic flow.
Well, yeah, I mean,
did that shit constantly and consistently.
Well, yeah, because but also, you know why too? Because it was something new. It was something new to a point. He was adding internal rhyme scheme, but you know how all rappers are egotistical. So guess what? When something is new, we want to OD on it. So in the mid to late '80s. Rakim was popping in every fucking summer barbecue here. You heard Rakim. So he was in every song, he was purposely doing the exact same thing to prove to himself that he was a god, that he can recreate this shit. So I can recreate this shit and I can recreate it over and over. Now we looking at it from 2017 and like, well damn, Rakim pretty much created a whole thing where niggas thought that you just had to stop here. No, you don't have to stop here. It's just that nobody was, you know what I mean? The shit was simple and niggas were just having a 4/4 rhyme scheme. So I wanted to have the internal rhyme scheme and let me just add the internal with it. But then now niggas like Biggie and shit want to like, you know, add some more shit to it. But he didn't start mumbling. Biggie didn't try to be like, okay, I'm gonna just rap about money and Jews and just start mumbling. It wasn't like that. Niggas was still rhyme scheme and shit. Niggas would still have punchlines.
So as far as the systematic rapper, you say Biggie was the breaker in that.
I think Biggie was a great influence, and because if you listen, a lot of rappers like Jadakiss, to me, Jadakiss, All the Locks, Mace, P Diddy, Lil' Kim, all of the Lil C's, all of them. They tried to sound like Biggie. They tried to have their flow like him. You know what I'm saying? And because not to just say Biggie was all great, whatever, but it was just like how his flow on how he laid it down. You know what I'm saying? It was like I mean, at certain points he was systematic, but he didn't let it in there. Like he might had like systematic for like 8 bars, and then like the 9th bar he decided to do something else. So it was like, but then it's like, well, I can't understand it, I can't get it because he decided to switch it up. You know what I mean? At the end, or because like even like Jay-Z do the same shit. Jay-Z always, he'll like say some shit to where he'll say the first bar and then he'll change up the rhyme word entirely. Then the 2nd bar, they got all of that from Biggie. Because Biggie, if I can remember an example, it's like Biggie would switch it up, and then that's what niggas would like about it. Because he would switch it up, but then he would have, okay, you would think that he would use the rhyme word from the first line. He would keep the thought going, but switch up the rhyme word, and still kept it going. That's amazing. That's what's the amazing part with the flow. Like, how can he do this?
Boring.
How can he do this?
Nas is boring. I'm sorry.
How can he do this?
Nas is so boring. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? But it's more conversational stuff.
Now, he says top 10. I have to say,
top 10.
Personally,
top 10.
if I was to come out with a list, an official list to represent my top 20, Nas would be in that list. And I will be doing that admittedly out of respect for what Nas represents. Not because I feel personally that Nas is in my top 20.
Even I can think of...
I'll probably put him personally.
Okay.
He's top 40. He's
Wow,
top 40.
top 40?
Top 40 per keys. He doesn't even crack my top 30.
Okay, so who has a song like Rewind? Who has a song like One Mic with a crescendo? Pharoah Monch did something like that?
No. But the Rewind track, I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I know what you're talking
Still
about.
Stillmatic.
But still, Pharoah Monch can do shit on that level.
Okay.
Where he can make a whole rhyme with a concept and string that shit together.
I'm just letting you know,
I still have to go down lists.
What about One Mic
artists
with the crescendo? When Mike started off soft, then with a crescendo, elevating your tone as you're consciously rhyming, and then for the second verse, and do the exact same thing to prove that you can be systematic, and then for the third verse, start off with the large crescendo and then get soft to fucking switch it up on. Come on,
I think I pissed him off by putting Nas below 30.
Baby. That
you
One Mic.
put him at 30.
One mic. To me, I'm like, that's what
and
MCs
to avoid
do.
this, I only would put Nas in my top 20, just because out of respect. Out of respect.
It just
out of respect. But not because I feel that he is top.
Even the song when he was talking about being the gun with over the DJ Primo joint.
Pharoah Monch did that shit better though.
Okay, I didn't even hear the Pharoah Monch joint.
You gonna break some shit down.
You know what I'm saying? But and then
down.
Tupac was influenced by that. But it just, you know what I mean? We
y'all
gonna talk about it, man.
Comments, man.
We gonna talk about it,
man.
man.
Polarizing. Where do y'all rank Nas? Like we don't want to hear all that. Now give us actual ranking. Where the fuck
rankings,
you think
man?
He goes down? Well, tell us.
Top 40, top 30, top 20, top 10. What else, man? Come on, tell us. Tell us.
Get back at us. You already know.
Yeah.
Money, gotta have it.